Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits podcast. Here at the Recycle Garage.
Where?
In sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Why?
Miss Emma, who do we have in the studio tonight?
We have lots of lovely people in the studio tonight, and I'm going to introduce each one in turn. Sitting to my far right and looking extremely dapper in her grey wig, it's Liza.
Hi there.
Hello, Liza. How are you?
Just peachy, thank you.
Very good. That wig is very convincing. And
I swear Jake was wearing a wig today.
really? Yeah, he was kind of rug-like, wasn't he?
I said, Jake, I don't know what you did to your hair, but it looks like you picked it up off the side of the freeway.
Well, perhaps he had some product in it. Anyway, sitting at the board, but not looking bored, it's Johnny.
What's up, everybody?
What's
Back
up?
from the desert.
What's up, Johnny?
I'm alive.
Are you? Number 5 is alive.
Number 5. Number 2's alive, too.
I bet it is. Number 2's are never far away from you,
It's
are
true.
they,
Yeah,
Johnny?
Turtlehead action.
Sitting on the classic girl couch, it's Miss Emma. Hello, Miss Emma. How are
That's
you?
you.
I'm well. Thank you. Thank you for asking, Miss Emma. Well, that's awfully nice of you to ask. However, we need to move on to who's sitting below the open window, looking extremely handsome. It's Naked Jim.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, peace, love, and dirt bikes once again.
Yes, a policy to live your life by.
That and bring firewood.
Meanwhile,
one.
coming to us from his mansion in Velveeta, Oregon, it is the Bagler.
Greetings. No turtles here, only frogs.
Only the turtle said when you have to go.
God.
What are you
Oh, no.
drinking, Bagel? What are you drinking there, sweetie, in the baby blue can?
Oh, it is a Deschutes Brewery fresh squeezed IPA.
Is it really? Did you bring enough for everyone?
I did. Would you like some?
Oh, thank you. Tastes good. Well, that completes the number of people who are in the studio tonight. Thankfully, we have an absolutely action-packed show for you.
Actually, we do. We have so much. And John was nice enough to remind me of all the things we need to do in an orderly fashion. So let's start with the Misfits Adventure Rally.
It's coming close now, finally.
It's coming up
Yep.
April 16th through 19th in Hollister Hills at the, we use the Walnut Camp, is it?
I think
can't
so.
remember.
Yeah, I think it's Walnut.
And it's for everybody, all ages, all bike styles. Though if you ask Emma, she would say, be very careful riding your Harley to the campsite.
I think a Harley would probably be okay. Sport bikes are kind of choppy on
Coming
that
down
main
that
road.
hill.
Yeah, because it's
gravel.
It's deep gravel,
Mhm.
and you go, "Ooh." It's not impossible, but you know, it's definitely dirt bike centric. But everyone is welcome, and I can't stress that enough. It doesn't matter what sort of bike you ride, you're very welcome. All you got to do is just show up and be cool. That's all you got to do.
And you can get info at misfitsrally.org. Now, Emma, you don't know this yet, but I have a big announcement to make.
Announcement.
Yeah. So, on Saturday, you're going to be leading the street ride.
And it's what a ride.
And you've got
What a ride.
a new route than we've done before that you're taking people on, which is cool. So I thought I'd come up with something new for Friday.
Yes.
Jim and I are going to do a food tour.
Oh, fantastic.
Now,
Thinking about
you know that there's a lot of great food out there.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to give an alternative that anyone, if you're on your scooter or your adventure bike or whatever, if you want to come on our food tour, you can. Because right over in Gilroy, and John can attest, we've had some of the best tacos there.
Yeah, the tacos are bomb there.
And
Those fried shrimp tacos.
oh yeah, and then garlic fries. I mean, this is the garlic capital of the world. So we'll go get tacos at one place, garlic fries at another. Then we're going to go over the Mountain Hecker Pass, which is a fun road. Head over to Corralitas for sausage.
Sausage.
Yeah, they make their own sausage there. And then we'll go to
John makes his own sausage.
Gizditch.
I was going to say something.
Gizditch
Particular casing.
Pie Barn, because everyone loves the Gizditch Pie Barn. And then I thought we'd then head on over to Driscoll's the strawberry fields and pick up a flat of strawberries, have some strawberries in the field and bring them back with us.
And actually, you can add to that while you're in Watsonville.
Yeah.
You could stop at Martinelli's and get some of that lovely apple juice.
Martinelli's apple juice is grown right there.
I think there's a Wiener Schnitzel in Watsonville. That's where it's stopping.
Actually, Gizditch, because it's in the apple orchards, they have the best, it's apple cider there.
Yeah, they've got everything. It's nuts.
I once had this Wiener Schnitzel, and
What was his name?
Have you mentioned a turtle or a sausage at this point?
No, and I said, look, could I have the chili dog? I said, yes, we'll do a chili dog. And the young man behind the counter was quite suspect looking. Anyway, he came in this bag, and I opened the bag, and it looked like somebody had had an accident in their trousers, and I was so appalled. I couldn't even eat it.
Yeah, I do not blame you.
Just based on looks alone.
Yeah.
I'm still traumatized by it.
Thank you for that glowing review of the Misfits rally, Emma.
Well, no, it was a review of Wiener Schnitzel and a chili dog.
You could do a food tour just in Watsonville alone.
Oh, I know.
Yes, you could.
Oh, I know.
You go tacos, you can go all sorts of stuff.
Now,
So much.
can we just briefly talk about the Saturday ride? Because it's an absolute corker. So what we're going to do on the Saturday ride, we're going to pick up Highway 25, which is just a glorious road. We're going to take it down. We're going to go past Pinnacles, or as I would say, Pinnacles.
Pinnacles.
We're going to get out into the sticks. We're going to take it all the way down to Highway 198.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hang a right on 198.
Are you going to go to Cunnilingus?
No, that's east. We're going west. We're not going to Cunnilingus, let's say.
Isn't there a dam there?
Damn, there is.
If not, there should be. Highly recommend.
Meanwhile, so we're gonna head west on 198, which is going to drop us in San Lucas, just south of 101. We're going to be on 101 for a short time. We're going to take it up to King City, and we're going to have lunch in King City. There's a Mexican taqueria or a pub. I shall be in the pub pounding the gin and tonics and bangers and mash,
which is known as an English taqueria, as opposed to a Mexican taqueria.
So if you want Mexican food, you're going to be on the left side of the road, English food on the right. And then we're going to take Metz Road, all the way up to Soledad. Metz Road is one of my favorite roads. It runs right alongside the railroad track. It's a fast road.
Is it east of 101?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to Soledad,
and then
not to be confused with Duodad.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, it'll be beautiful. Everything's blooming right now. Everything's green.
Yes.
It will be a gorgeous ride.
So we're not going to Solomon. We're going to Soledad. And then once we're in Soledad, we can have a little break if we feel like it. If not, we're going to pick up River Road. So we're going to go back on ourselves, pick up River Road, and then take River Road all the way back to Salinas.
Rather than doubling back, we've got a bomb taqueria in Greenfield. No, Gonzales.
Okay.
Wait, Gonzales?
The one in the corner of Famosa, didn't it close?
No, but it's reopened.
It's something else now? Yeah.
But there's so many places to eat. But basically, it's the only thing you need to know. We're covering quite a bit of mileage.
That's a full day.
In fact,
so you're going to need a decent sized bike, 500cc plus, please, unless you really know how to ride, and make sure you got some fuel capacity, because when we leave the campground in the morning,
Tres Pinos
we're gonna fuel up in Tres Pinos, and that's gonna be it until San Lucas, and that is quite a jaunt. And we don't want to abandon anyone's bike out there because you run out of fuel. So 500cc plus, please.
Cool.
Make sure your bike's running good. Make sure you got plenty of fuel. It's a great ride, and it's a perfect time of year.
Yeah, but putting some miles on and offset by our not too long of a ride and lots of stops and eating. There's been a lot that's going on. John, you've got a bunch of news to share, don't you?
I'm going to do my Walter Cronkite action right now. So, a few things. Hey, it is MotoGP season, everybody. Yay.
Yeah.
That sounds for Grand Prix, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yes.
And the big news there is Marco Bezzecchi beat everybody else on an Aprilia.
Marco Bukkake.
Do not laugh. You just encourage her bad
sorry,
behavior.
it's funny.
It's funny. It's funny. But the news is Aprilia, huh?
Aprilia.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And it beat Bukkake's 88 race podium streak.
They call him the Italian Spider-Man.
They do. So it's good to see another manufacturer
That's
up there.
That's a motor. I haven't heard that in a while.
So the question is Ducati's dominance over or not? Or can Aprilia actually continue this up? Supercross news. Hunter Lawrence takes the championship lead at the Indianapolis Supercross, beating Eli Tomac, who's extremely hard to beat.
Yes,
so,
very hard.
And we'll see how that goes over the next year. And then, so a couple other industry news issues. So TVS, which is an Indian manufacturer, just became the world's number 3 motorcycle manufacturer, beating Yamaha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So by volume, of course.
Mhm.
So because they're just doing
So TVS and Bajaj, 2 big powerhouses now.
Yeah.
What do they call them in India? Do they call them that name, or is it like an Atlas Honda kind of thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, just a lot of motorbikes.
Yep. I know you guys talked about the Revolution Cafe last week, which I got to say, come on, Harley, make a bike that we all want to buy, please.
Oh, yeah, the cafe.
For the
race.
Lord have mercy. It's okay. Harley's still struggling. So there's a few new bikes that have coming out that you should pay attention to. Royal Enfield's Bullet 650. Ducati's continuing to develop their Desmo 460 motocross bike. There's a new electric scooter, Bagel, by Yamaha, and Eric's E. And Royal Enfield, so you want to look this up, has got a thing called the Flying Flea.
Oh, yeah. We saw that at AIM Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's really interesting.
Yeah, the electric bike. It's unlike anything else.
And bikes that are coming out soon, the CF Moto 500 SR 4-cylinder 500 cc bike. So we haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Ooh.
So the Chinese bikes are really starting to come up and really make stuff that's really interesting.
Yeah.
But motorcycle sales dropped 7 to 9% in all major markets recently. So, and registrations are rising, which people are buying used bikes still. So, yeah, that's the news. So go check out MotoGP. You really
Wait, there's one other.
What was that?
Daytona.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot
This
that.
one's big.
This is huge. Kayla Yakov,
Yeah, Kayla.
friend of the pod. She placed 3rd in the Daytona 200.
Yes.
Which is, the famous race if you don't follow that. But it's the first time a female has podiumed at Daytona in its 88-year history.
Yeah.
So, man,
Pretty
cheering her
cool.
on. She looked really good. I watched
Congratulations.
that race.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah, and there's a couple other females that are coming up in the Super Sport Motor America class, too, that we're keeping an eye on. But, Kayla, good job. Go for it.
She's our next phenom.
Yeah.
She already is.
Yeah. Well, I know. And the fact that she's a woman is irregardless. She's just very good racer. Someone to watch out
she took
for.
that in the last lap, too. If you just want to watch something, watch the last lap of the
cool.
Daytona 200, because she was going back and forth with, I forget who it was, but Josh Herron won again.
You guys want to give your Jawbone report?
Sure. Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah. Why don't you go ahead, John?
Well, we went down to Jawbone Canyon. My first time there. Jim's been there a few other times last week. I'll tell you a funny story that happened on the way down for me. So I'm coming down, got up early, and I could only find my crappy tie downs
Oh, no.
and not enough of them. So but I had to get on the road. So I got on the road. I came down. Everything was looking kind of copacetic in the back. I'm watching it. I was using a trailer hitch, so the bike is sitting parallel to the tailgate.
Yeah, it's one of those the carrier that goes into
Yeah.
the receiver
Yeah.
and it carries it. Yeah,
And
perpendicular.
which bike is on there?
The DRZ.
Okay.
So when I got into Bakersfield, I was like, maybe I should stop and get some tie downs, some better tie downs and more tie downs. So, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm running late. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So I stopped. I got really nice Pro Taper tie downs. I couldn't find my others in the morning. So I got it outside of Bakersfield on 58. And while I'm going about 65 miles an hour, I hit a big, huge dip in the
no.
road. And the bike jumped up and fell back against the bike. The only thing that saved it was
Wait, against the truck?
no, the other way. So
Oh,
There's nothing to catch it.
there's nothing to catch it except the Pro Taper tie down that I bought in
one
Bakersfield.
wow.
Saved my rear end by doing that. So that was and then these two guys.
It's not often you have good luck in Bakersfield.
I
That
know,
was some
that's
good
the
luck.
And also shout out Pro Taper tie downs. I think we all use them.
Yeah.
So the cool thing was I was struggling to get it back up right because the DRZs aren't light. And I had a little United Nations event where two people stopped. One was by bumper stickers and by look, I would say supports the more conservative wing of our political spectrum. And the other guy was a farm worker. So they both stopped to help me. I'm thinking, hey, I'm having a kumbaya moment right here around the motorcycles. So
bringing the world together.
But we ended up in Jawbone.
In Bakersfield.
In Bakersfield. 5 of us were there, and including Guillermo, one of our listeners that's come out 2 times now.
Yeah.
And it was sandy, to say the least. Jim warned me about it, but yeah, it was a lot of sand. So
And you like this, Jim?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd go back. It's just it's one of those things that you do. You're like, why the hell am I doing this? This is horrible. And then you're like, I got to do it again when you're done. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, it's that sense of achievement.
It really is. It's the hardest physical thing I do. It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
But Craig was there and Josh was there. Both of those guys are phenomenal riders.
Mm-hmm.
Jim's the next better rider, and then Guillermo and I are coming up the rear. But
you had a buddy.
I had a buddy.
Yay.
So great day. I'll let Jim talk about sort of his experience. The one thing I think that I did, I was kind of proud of, is we got separated from these guys because they were going out being hooligans, and Guillermo and I are kind of waiting in the back.
We were all looking for each other.
I know we were. We kept looking for each other, and we kept passing each other, not finding each other in the same spot. But eventually they moved on, and we went back to camp. I'm sitting at camp, and I'm like, let's go, Guillermo. We're not going to sit here today. So we did a long 40 mile loop. And of course I got into 10 miles of sand off a trail.
Oh.
So it was one of those things where I've just got to power my way through this because it was insanity. But we made it through.
Insanity.
These guys,
Yes.
and these guys were out having lunch, chilling out, talking to strangers. Guillermo and I are back in the Sierra, in the Sahara Desert, trying to find our way out. But what a great weekend. Jim,
Yeah, it was a cool weekend. So we all rolled down there, and if you don't know where Jawbone Canyon is, you can Google it. Obviously, it's at about 2,600 feet in the Mojave part of the desert, which is a huge area near California City, just north of the town of Mojave.
This is the one that has different features and elevations and stuff.
Well,
it's not just flat desert, right?
Oh, no. Kind of most of the places we go kind of have a lot of variety to it.
Yeah.
But what I like about this one in particular, as John mentioned, there's a lot of sand. But, it's a fucking desert. What are you going to do, right? There's going to be sand. And but what's cool about it is you can start the morning at 2,600 feet in Joshua trees. And Jawbone Canyon, as you can imagine, it's a canyon. So you go off a rural highway, you head west, and you go back like 5 miles into this canyon. And there's, the further back you get, the less people you see. Very beautiful, though, very open. But you can leave through a Joshua tree forest, right, and sand and everything, and then climb up through the rocks. And then next thing you know, you're like 4,000 feet up or maybe higher. I don't know where we actually topped out.
We were higher, yeah.
But you go from that to pine trees, to oak trees, manzanita. It's almost like you're in Big Sur is what it reminded me of. But all of a sudden you're like, wait, we were in the desert and now we're in pine trees and manzanita.
You showed me a picture of snow.
Then yes,
brutal.
Like,
there
what?
was snow.
I'll take sand over snow any day.
Yeah, so we had a loop planned out that I'd done before, where you go up into the mountains out of Jawbone and you loop around to another area called Dove Springs, which to me, John asked, like, what's it like? I'm like, sandy. But that will open up when you head further east, a whole nother wilderness area that is cool to explore. So yeah, as we head up, you come around a turn and it's shady and boom, a football field's worth of snow.
Oh, wow.
Al, have you ever ridden in snow? I don't know, John, how was the snow?
My God.
Yeah.
It was not.
I saw a video of, I think it was Cody Webb trying to navigate, and it's just sliding
It's not.
all
There's just
which
no
way.
traction.
Yeah, Craig was able to navigate it with his trials background, but I mean, it's like a good 6 inches of snow at least. But what's funny, it's got like this dirt sand underneath it, and there's like little little rivers running down it, so you can't even see the water that's melting underneath it. But yeah, it's like trying to ride an oatmeal. I don't even know what, like snot. So
Yeah.
we slogged around in that for a bit, and then we thought it best, like, there's only going to be more snow, and we bounded back out. But that to me is one of the really interesting things about it. And a couple other cool things. When you get to areas, and I give Josh credit, Josh is a lot of fun to ride with, but he found some good destinations. And, the riding's the riding, but some of the cool stuff is what you get to ride to.
Right.
So up in that area, and this, I think it's called the Bright Star Wilderness or something like that. And a couple of things that Josh had mapped out, one was called the the Burrow-Schmidt Tunnel. So if you can picture this, it's super rocky, and there was mining up there. And what were they mining for? Gold, mostly. Some other stuff's up there, but gold was a big one. So the Burrow-Schmidt Tunnel is out in the middle of nowhere. And it was, this guy started in 1900 digging a tunnel through a mountain. He dug for 38 years.
Crazy.
By himself. And I think the reason was he thought he could make money by having a road go through there.
Oh.
But not real sure. The tunnel is a half a mile long, which was like, you got to be
And
kidding
it's
me.
not very large.
Well, so we rode up to it.
He
and,
thinks it is.
like I said, you're out there. Yeah, well, it's funny. It does get smaller as he gets older and as it gets closer to the end. But yeah, we rode out there. It was pretty far. And what's funny is we're with Craig and Josh, and, you know, Craig is not short. But oddly enough, you have to crawl through this entrance, and it's just like a hole in the ground, like with some like sheet metal around it. But once you get inside it, I would say the average height is about 5 to 6 feet, something like that. But it's bizarre because you just walk for like, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes and you're under a mountain, and it's a trip. So it was really cool though. But you go to the end, you know, in the middle, you turn the light off and everything gets really spooky. And then you go to the end that has a huge view of a vista where you probably see, not in every direction because the mountain's behind you, but the rest of it probably 30 miles. So that was a cool thing to do. And then from there, the other cool experience we had was this thing called the Bagel Camp. I'm telling you, the mining stuff that went on out there is just wild. So
I think you're making up a bunch of these names.
You can't make this stuff up, though. That's what's so interesting. So I had heard of this place before because you see it on the map. So Josh had scoped it out, and as we were leaving the tunnel, he's like, it was kind of on the way, so we popped on in there. Excuse me, I had to whip my whistle. And so the Bagel Camp was this guy. It's called the El Paso Mountains, which is near Jawbone. And it was this guy named Bagel who moved up there in the 30s to mine gold. And mind you, this is just like hardscrabble rock landscape. But what was cool about it, it's out of the middle of nowhere. You see a little house, and it's still preserved as he lived in it. And it's literally, I would say, maybe about the size of the studio. Had a bed, had a simple kitchen. They left everything in his house. So there's old ass potatoes in a jar. No joke. There's like, you got to see what everybody ate, which was a lot of flour and saltines and metal things. But his bed was still there, like his clothes, books. It was fascinating. So I guess over the years, people have been respectful. But there's also a docent there. So we're hanging out. And what was cool about it is this guy was the MacGyver of combustion engines and making stuff in the middle of nowhere by himself.
Right. You show me these pictures.
So I have some pictures, and it's kind of hard to describe, but there's old engines everywhere and pistons out. But he built things. For example, he needed a drilling rig.
You should show, if you can, send a picture to Emma. She needs to see
some
No,
of these
it
pieces.
just sent it to me.
So
yeah.
If it can even explain what it is. So what he needed something to drill for water, and he did have a well that was, depending on the weather, 60 to 90 feet down that produced water. And basically it was it was 2 car frames he had welded together, and then it looked like a drilling rig. If you know what a drilling rig looks like with a pipe.
From a distance, you look at it and go, oh, that looks like a drilling rig. Yeah.
And basically the way it drilled was it pounded a hollow sleeve of metal up and down into the ground, and slowly that thing would fill up with rock, and he'd excavate it and keep going. So it was just pounding its way through the ground. Jeez. What was fascinating, he made the whole thing himself. So 2 car frames welded together, and the mechanism to make the thing go up and down, reciprocate or whatever that term would be, like a camshaft or a connecting rod. He had welded a connecting rod into the middle of this
from
thing.
Like a truck or something.
Yeah, from like a car into a piece of metal that went up to the drill rig. And when the engine moved, it made that con rod go up and down, and that's what created this pounding motion. So it's hard to describe.
That was so cool. When you show up close-up pictures, you start to see shapes and things that look like engine parts.
Yeah, a cam chain tensioner. He just had a piece of steel pipe welded to a piece of metal, and then a car spring stuck in the pipe that was pushing on a piece of metal that was a cam chain tensioner or chain tensioner. But it was really cool. So Bagel Camp, that was fascinating, and to learn. So he would tow his car around to other people, because it was 2 car frames. But we probably spent a good, I don't know, half an hour to 45 minutes there. And there was a docent that lived there. Because this dude comes out, he's like, hey, man, what's going on? And he lives on a trailer at the place, and he gave us all the history and the information about it. And it was utterly fascinating. So, again, I encourage you, any of the weird little out-of-the-way things to go check out, go check them out. Fascinating. So that was cool. We saw that.
But hang on. So a docent lives there?
Yes. So there was another trailer off to the side. This guy was a trip.
People.
His name was
a whole
Kip.
thing.
Dude, this guy was desert as F.
Desert people.
He was like, hard to tell how old, probably 60, just crispy leather, like face, and hands were just like, like D batteries.
And these are usually people who wanted to get away from people.
And he was so nice. Well, so I'm like, so why are you here? I had to ask him. And Kip was his name, super friendly. He's like, well, I got a claim about 3 miles away. I'm like, no kidding. So he still mines gold up there.
Wow.
And that's how he supports himself. And it's funny, he doesn't come kill me if I say this, but I'm like, well, what do you do with the gold? So he finds the gold and he sells it at spot price, whatever that is, about that stuff, to his brother, who I guess his brother's well-to-do somewhere, and his brother just hoards it. I'm like, that is, you can't make this stuff up. But that was kind of a cool little day trip. So what had happened, we had gotten separated from John and Guillermo, and shout out to Guillermo. That guy charges so hard. Because we did get into some unexpected riding. If you saw the weather down there, they had a ton of rain. Like there were waterfalls and stuff. Josh this is desert, right? But Josh and Craig rode somewhere that we are incapable of riding, this ridgetop thing. They dropped into a place where there was a stream and frogs. Like hundreds of frogs.
Yeah.
It was like some magic kingdom back in there. But because of all the water they had frogs, but also there were out of the blue ruts that you would not see until the last minute.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking ruts, I'm talking like ruts.
That reminds me, I don't mean to like cut your story, but we had talked a few weeks ago about these proposals to cut the off-road land access.
Oh yeah.
Because of turtles?
Oh,
you got some info about that.
I do. So firsthand knowledge, our homeboy up there at Bagel Camp, who obviously knows the desert well, we brought it up. Or somehow it came up because Jawbone, it's getting close to there. Anyway, he goes, oh, I know what's killing the turtles. And you're like, okay, desert man, what's killing the turtles? And without hesitating, he goes, the crows. The crows are killing them. So if you read about the desert tortoise, which we all love and none of us want to see them go away, the things they throw out are off-roading, development, crows. They do throw that in there to the mix. But he goes, yeah, I see it all the time where turtles have been flipped over on their back and picked clean by the crows. And he's like, they've figured out how to do it. And he goes, it's not the off-roaders. He goes, it's not the four-wheel people or people on their motorcycles. They're like, people stop. No one runs over turtles.
Right.
So it was very curious to get his take on it and be like, yeah, I've seen a number of times.
You said it was because of the people coming there, right? That's why the crows were there.
Oh, and and that's what he said, because there's more, and so that's part of it maybe.
Oh, interesting.
For full transparency, is there's more people out doing stuff, so that could be bringing the crows out and about. I don't know, for food or garbage, I guess, or whatever.
What a weird connection.
Yeah, but he was just upset you can't shoot crows. He goes, you shoot crows, that'd solve your problem. Maybe so. So John, we had separated from John and Guillermo, and Guillermo kind of blew his calf up, I think, because did you see the rut? You guys both kind of crashed in that same rut coming uphill.
Oh, did you crash, Johnny?
Nothing major.
No, not
some tip overs.
And then, it was one of these things, and he kind of messed up his calf, but he kept going the whole day.
It wasn't a gnarly crash either.
Yeah.
He just got his bike caught between kind of the side of the rut and the bike, and it jacked his gear.
But that's one of the things about the riding. You look on a map and stuff, and you never really know unless you've been there or something. But next thing you know, you can be in like 5 or 10 miles of just deep sand. Where you're like,
or
okay.
snow,
well, you can turn around in that, but when all of a sudden when you commit the sand, you're just like, all right.
So how was the weather overall? Because
brilliant.
It's early spring still.
It was brilliant. So it was, I don't know, in the 50s at night, and it got, I think, in the low 80s during the day.
Oh wow!
And if you're into flowers or photography or whatever, the super bloom is going to be super. So the flowers just started popping when we were there.
Right.
But the whole desert floor, I think in like another 3 or 4 weeks, is just going to explode like a painting. Gorgeous out there.
Wow.
So yeah, another good dirt bike trip. Yeah, we shot guns. We lit stuff on fire. Not quite as
Did you
exciting
do
as normal.
stuff?
We did the stuff.
Do you bury your poops?
Well,
There was a pit toilet nearby.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It's kind of hard.
Do you notice that Johnny was jumped in there? Because you are the expert on poop.
Oh, I bury my poop, just for clarity.
Okay.
Mhm.
I did it out in the yard a minute ago.
Oh, very good. I never noticed.
That bathroom's a little tight.
Okay.
Liza is.
I
Very good.
realized
Oh.
that I brought that on myself.
There's one little story though, because all our trips sound the same, but it was fun having Craig with us. So Craig charges.
Craigzilla.
Yeah, he's got his Husky 501, and he was doing these hill climbs that were just
He's
like
nuts.
so beyond on any of us. It was cool. So if he didn't do it the first time, he's one of those people, do it again, and he would do it until he made it, and pretty much every time he nailed it. But it was funny. One time we're looking at this crazy hill climb, big bald kind of mountain, and as you get higher, it gets steeper and it gets rocky, and then you just can't see anymore. And we're looking at it, and these two younger men come up, but they were kids. I'll call them probably like 17, and they're like, they come up. We're all just kind of hanging for a minute, and then we start talking to them. Hey, have you guys done this? And the one kid's like, yeah, I've done it a couple of times. It gets kind of gnarly at the top, but not too. It's always like, but not too bad. And as we're talking, he had the. Hey Emma, do you ever see any of these? The new 2-strokes, the
Oh,
the 300s and stuff
the
like
fuel
that.
injected ones. They're wild, aren't they?
Yeah, so that's what this kid had, and it was funny just because Craig's on I would consider a high performance bike, and as we're talking, the kid goes, "Hey, so what is that? What are you riding?" Craig's like, "Oh, 501," and him and his buddy on like this ratted out little quad thing are like, "Ooh, that's a heavy bike." So I say that to say that Craig was impressive watching Craig doing what he's doing on quote a heavy bike.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just fun to be around. There are a lot of motorcycle people, and Jawbone Canyon store, if you've not been, is
It's special.
definitely worth a stop in. Yeah. So anyway, good trip.
Congratulations on another good trip.
Mhm.
And he all came home safe and sound.
Yep.
So I wanted to talk about something. I'll start with the end of the story, which is I bought a new bike.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about how I got there. And Emma, I need to get your opinion because I'm in a debate with Wendy on this,
Okay.
which is never a good thing to be in a debate with Wendy. It's like,
Is Wendy competitive?
no, but she's very knowledgeable about things.
Okay.
So, as you know, I'm going to be doing this long distance ride this summer with Wendy,
Yes.
and she'll be riding her FJR. And so I have been looking for a bike because I can't ride my Nikon because it has poor gas mileage and weird tire sizes. Can't ride the KTM because I just don't know it'll be absolutely rock solid dependable.
Yes.
Can't ride the CF Moto. It's just too small of a bike. So I've been looking for something in the like $5,000 range. And Wendy, though, was like, look, I have an extra FJR. It was an iron butt bike. It's fully equipped, auxiliary tank, extra lights, all the things. It's down in LA. So I went down and got it and brought it back up. And I don't like it.
Mm.
It doesn't fit me well. It's a sport tourer.
That's not why you don't like it.
Well, no, that is the deal breaker for me. Because to do long distance riding, you need to be balanced and comfortable. And on this bike, it drops me your arms need to be about 4 inches more forward than my balance point is, which then means I'm either putting my weight onto my wrists or my back is having to support.
Right.
That's a deal breaker. But it is an interesting bike with all sorts of things on it, and we will come back to that. But the deal breaker for me was it doesn't fit right.
The ergonomics, darling.
Ergonomics. So I started looking for other bikes, and I found, and Emma, I sent you a link.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, let me have a look then, because
It's a sausage, I believe.
I'm trying to be a good Emma and be on Do Not Disturb, so I probably haven't got it yet. I'm going to I'm going to turn off Do Not Disturb. Oh, here we are. Liza Miller sent an attachment.
But I check Facebook Messenger first.
Oh.
So I found a bike which is for $4,500, a 2014 Honda CTX 1300
What an interesting choice.
with 20,000 miles. The reason this bike is so cheap is because it was transported and the transporter dropped it cracked the luggage on both sides and the mirror on one side, which has now been kind of like cobbled and glued together. So cosmetically, not perfect, but I'm thinking this is a 12-year-old Honda with 20,000 miles. In my head, I'm looking like, to me, the golden area is something under 40,000 and under 15 years old.
So how do you know this is going to fit you ergonomically?
Well, I don't. I was going to go look at it. It's here local.
Oh.
But I thought maybe this is a contender, and the CTX, those bars come back a lot more. It's more of a kind of a cruiser style, but in a modern bike. How familiar are you with these bikes, Emma?
Well, the bike itself, the CTX, it didn't sell well, but it's a very well known engine.
Yeah, and he said it's like a mini Goldwing.
Yeah, I mean, it's pan-European. It's an ST 1300 engine.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, this could be a good contender. It's in the price range. It's local. I can go sit on it. And Wendy said, absolutely not. You should not buy this bike. Why not? And so her argument was, it's a 1-year bike. If you need parts for it, you're kind of screwed. And I said, but it's less than 15 years old and low mileage for Honda. I don't think I'll need any parts. So, I mean, what is your opinion on this bike? Would this be a good for this trip?
It's a parts bin special. You're not going to have problem getting parts. The only thing that's going to stay broken are body parts, because you can't get them, because it's 1-year only bike.
So,
but everything else is parts bin special.
An appointment to go there. And Wendy kept throwing at me all the reasons why I shouldn't get this bike. She was Googling common problems with this transmission, da-da-da-da-da. But then she did say one thing that did make it a deal breaker for me, so I canceled the appointment. And that was that it has a strange rear tire size.
What is the rear tire size?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But
I'm going to look it up right now.
This is a strange rear tire size. This can be hard because at some point in the middle of this trip, we're going to need to get tires. We don't know where we're going to be when that happens. So we need to have something that's common tire sizes that we can pull into a cycle gear or something, get it done. So
makes sense.
I was like, okay, fair enough. Strange tire size. I'll rule it out. So then
I'm on it right now.
Yeah. It's a what?
257.
No, the tire.
That's it. It's a 250.
No, it isn't.
Well, that's what it says.
That's the 250.
What's the make and year of the bike?
Honda CTX.
Okay.
2014.
It is tire. Oh, a 217. You know what? Oh, 200/50 series.
Yeah.
You use a 190. You can use a 190 on it.
Oh, yeah.
Use the most common tire size on it.
Well,
200s are not uncommon because a lot of sport bikes are taking 200s now. But it's fine to put a 190 on it. I mean, bloody hell.
Well, I'll continue. So she came back with me and said, I have a better bike instead. And I sent you a link in email.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, I'm going to go to that now.
You can go to email. So what she said I should get instead is this bike I'm showing John and Jim.
Yes.
Which is a 2002 Honda Goldwing with 160,000 miles on it. Emma, what is your reaction to that? This bike over the CTX.
Man, that is a lot of miles. I mean, Goldwings are great bikes, but fuck me.
Aren't they expensive to change the tires too? Because they got to.
No, it's cheaper on this generation.
Now, to give you a little more detail on this Goldwing, this is owned by an Iron Butt participant. So it has an auxiliary tank. It's got that fuel cell mounted, Russell Daylong saddle, extra highway pegs, heated grips, all sorts of the stuff to make it comfortable long distance bike. And I came back to her and I said, wait a minute. You're telling me that a 2002, so 24-year-old Honda with 160,000 miles, you would recommend over a 13-year-old, 12-year-old Honda with 20,000 miles. I don't get it.
Well, but she went on to explain that.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what is your reaction to that?
I'm still remain unconvinced. I mean, the tire is not insurmountable. It's a 250, which means a 190/50 is just fine. You can run a 190/50. I mean, I think the mistake I think that Wendy is making is referring the CTX as a 1-year only bike. And I mean, in real terms, yes, it is a 1-year only bike, but it's a 1-year only bike made up of parts from many year bikes. And all of the drivetrain is ST1300, which is an incredibly common, long-lived bike.
So,
and beloved by police forces and paramedics the world over. So, I mean, basically, it's a pan-European in a cocktail dress. So it's not as weird as people think it is.
So, I'll tell you what her argument was, because I know by this point she's listening and she's screaming at her speakers right now, because I haven't.
I would be
her
too
side.
if I were her. I hear you, Wendy.
It. So her point was, it's better to get a high mileage bike that's been owned by an iron butt participant because they're extremely well maintained, over a bike with low mileage because those owners are less likely to have been doing frequent maintenance on it.
I mean, that's largely true of any bike, but not all iron butters are created equal.
Well, what would you expect, like, for a crankshaft bearings and stuff, like, to get out of a motorcycle ultimately? I mean, they don't run forever.
Yeah,
I guess,
and I mean, the adage I've often used in the past is there becomes a certain point when any vehicle, whether it's a motorcycle, whether it's a car, whether it's a plane, whether it's a friggin' Bentley,
train,
it stops being a product of the manufacturer and becomes a product of the person who's looked after it. But
well,
man,
but
160.
And I will say, at least in these cases that she was providing me, these are people who kept meticulous records of the maintenance.
Right,
a lot of iron butt people keep a lot of records. So in these cases, so I was like, this is interesting because, like I said, for me, under 15 years, under 40,000, you're in this golden zone. I don't expect anything to go wrong. But this was an interesting argument she had. There's another factor here. And so the question I wanted to ask the room first, how many things can you name that bring the value of a vehicle down, of a bike down?
Age and mileage.
Age and mileage are two. What are other things that will bring that value? Condition, cosmetics, that kind of stuff. Like in this case, the one that had crack cases.
But if you're looking, so if you
but what else for? What else will
deviation from stock? The further away you get away from stock, the less the value of the bike becomes. Now, you may argue, well, there's an exception to this, that a bike fulfills a very specialist role, like an iron butt bike. So let's take me, who's not an iron butt person. I've got no interest in doing iron butt.
Very supple butt person.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. That's very sweet of you.
Yes.
I'd look at that Goldwing and say it's got 160,000 miles on it. It's got, yes, it's well maintained, but it's still got a ton of miles. It's got a bunch of stuff on it I don't want. I'm going to move on to the next bike. If you buy the Goldwing, it's only really going to be valuable to another iron butter.
Mm-hmm.
Very good point. And just to continue the list, because I was coming up with a list of what brings values down. Mileage, age, like cosmetics.
Cool factor.
Also societal factors.
Yeah.
Like things that are more collectible than others for just whatever reason, right?
Right.
So collectible, that doesn't matter to me. The cosmetics don't matter to me. But What matters to me is one, the most important is the ergonomics need to fit me. That's most important. Two, then the price and the reliability,
Right.
which is what we're debating right now, that reliability.
But I think you've jumped past number one, and I think that's going to be the most important thing, and I shall tell you why.
What?
That Goldwing's a big bike.
Well, and there's another factor that ruled out the Goldwing for me, and that is resellability.
It has
And what I said was
outside the iron butt.
Exactly that. I said, I need a bike I can resell when I'm done. And even though that bike may fit me, it's in the right price, and it may be a bike that could do this trip, no problem. I'm stuck with it afterwards.
Well, and you'll post this when you do the podcast as the picture. To really drive that home, if you look at a picture of the bike, where is the auxiliary fuel tank located on this thing?
It's called a tail dragger.
It's a tail dragger. So off the back of this already, decent sized motorcycle, there's like this, I don't know if it's stainless or what.
I think the whole thing's like 12 feet long.
A big metal box sticking out the back of the thing. And you're like, hey, that bike just got a lot bigger. Yeah. And again, I think to the point is, or a couple of points, Emma's point, the more you modify it, the less it's manufactured. But also, no one else is buying that except someone that wants a giant ass tuna boat to do an iron butt on.
And that is quite a small market.
I mean, how much is it for the Goldwing? If it's $1,000,
he was asking $4,500.
Oh. Because even if you took that auxiliary tank off, you've got to go back through the, and repair the modifications that were made to it.
And to get it back to stock, it simply wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
And I think as good a choice as it is, and I'm very respectful of Wendy's choice because Wendy's far more of an expert on iron butts than me, but there are wheels within wheels.
So
And
you're saying I was right?
No.
You're both partially right. I think it's easy. I think perhaps Wendy dismissed the fact that you've got to sell this thing afterwards a little bit. And that Goldwing's unsellable. Yeah. Outside the iron butt community, it's unsellable.
What I kind of liked about it is like, what an awesome bike to do what you're doing on, right? If it fits you, like, what a great way you could probably do 15,000 miles.
But if I could actually remind you.
But to try to sell it?
Liza does not have an income. And so
spinster. She's a spinster.
She is
with her gray wig.
She's an elderly spinster with a gray wig. And if you drop 4.5 large on a bike, you need to get the majority of that back when you're done with doing the iron butt.
Now here was one positive I liked about the bike and probably would have potentially sold it for me is that since Wendy likes it, if it breaks down, who's likely to fix it?
Yeah.
So anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But I think it was a cool bike. But yeah, the big old gas tank on the back and all that. What were we talking about? Not was it a Versus 1000 or a Ninja 1000 or something?
I was looking at Versus 1000.
Well, they're chain drive, which is
a lot of different things. So
shaft drive, you like, Emma, for the adventure they're doing. So no chain maintenance. Is that what you're saying?
So as I said,
I think that's what she's saying.
I ended up.
I think so too.
So as I said, I ended up buying a bike. Now,
is this what you bought?
That is what I bought.
Oh, I say.
So
what'd you buy?
Taking all the things into consideration, Wendy then sent me another option that another iron butt person owned, and this one is a Yamaha Tracer, or as I like to call it, a two-wheeled Nikon.
Yeah.
Did you buy it off a French person?
No. But I know where you're going. And I will tell you the story. So I bought a Yamaha Tracer. He's given me a great deal because he no longer is riding and the bike has been sitting for a couple years.
He's got that triple you like, right?
He still goes out there and starts it, maintains it. He's putting fresh tires, battery, and fluids in it for me. And I get to fly to Dallas and ride it home. So I'll find out if it's the right bike. So
Shakedown.
This is a bike.
Tell him to send you money for the tires. You'll ride the old tires out here and then put freshies on.
That's not a bad idea. But this is a bike that, Emma, I shouldn't have trouble reselling afterwards, right?
No, you won't.
It's a bike that I'm already somewhat familiar with.
You might keep it. You might like it.
Who knows? I might. It's got 20,000 miles on it. It's I forget what year it is, 2016 something.
New enough?
Like it's within that golden era area I was looking for. Yeah. But Emma, here's the history with this bike. He bought it and then shipped it to Spain, where he lived for 3 years, and rode it around the Dolomites.
Fantastic.
And is it the Stelvio Pass that you do?
Yes.
He's ridden it all over those places. So, this is a bike that's been all over the roads you've been on. I thought that was a sign. So what do you think, Emma? Do you think I made a good decision?
I think so. And I mean, I think for a number of reasons. The first reason, first and foremost, I think the ergonomics are going to be better for you.
Yeah.
And the ergonomics are going to be proven. Because it's a lean Nikon. And you fit the Nikon really well. Mm. So you're going to fit this better.
Yeah, I would just say it starts with it's Japanese.
Yes. Yeah. And remember, we went for a ride, you, me, and Tad on his Tracer. Mm-hmm. I had the Nikon and you had your Gixxer. Mm-hmm. We were well matched. I smoked you. You and Tad were well matched, though. I swapped with him for a while, so I rode the Tracer and it felt very familiar and comfortable.
So I think it's a good choice, but more importantly for you, for the specific factor that you need to sell it and sell it for money, that's the one.
Is it blue? What color is it?
It's red.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
I was going to say c'est bon, but that's French.
It is c'est bon, but it's got a big French parlez-vous humma humma.
But also he keeps meticulous records.
We all do when we're selling a bike.
Yes.
Anyway, but the other thing I realized that I didn't know that I wanted when I was considering the FJR, considering the Goldwing.
Liza, you don't know what you want, honey.
Is that I realized those felt like bricks to me. And what I really like is something that feels a little bit nimble, a little bit lighter. And that's why this bike fits that bill.
You know what to do with a brick? Throw it through a jewelry shop window. Smash and grab, baby.
Speaking of bricks, I wanted now to talk a little bit about this FJR that I have.
Oh, God.
Because Emma got to test ride it.
I didn't take to it. And it's... Will come back to me.
Yes.
So it's an 06 with 70,000 miles, fully equipped.
Looks comfy.
Oh, it's got everything.
I refer to it as the escape room because it's got knobs and switches and dials all over it, and you have to figure out what does what. It literally, so it has that auxiliary tank. On the right side, there is a valve you have to open.
Is that the one that looked like a coffee maker? That canister
No,
thing?
not the canister. Oh. No, that's the water.
That's where you put your gin and tonic.
So
that's the catheter.
For the auxiliary tank, you have to turn the valve on the right side. You have to turn the pump on the left side. And then on the front of the bike, there's a timer you turn on that'll turn it off once it's done. I'm like, what? Like literally like a timer from a toaster or something.
Does it make you espresso too?
And it's got radar, jammer, front and rear camera, and it's got
it
all the things. And I wanted it to work, but the ergonomics didn't fit, and it just felt like a big, heavy bike to me that I wasn't looking forward to throwing a leg over and riding every day. And it's like a bike that could get the job done, but it didn't give me any thrills.
Well,
what was your take on it, Emma? We didn't say what else this bike has.
It's quite an unusual bike.
Yeah, I didn't know that this version of this bike existed in 2006.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know it.
Oh, yes.
You want to say what makes this bike different?
Well, it's a semi-automatic. So it has an automatic clutch and it has manual shifting, but you can do flappy paddle shifting on the left-hand switch cube.
Yeah, this is all factory. So
if you want.
No clutch lever. It's got the regular foot shift lever you can use. But there again, there's something different.
What kind of shifting did you just describe?
Flappy paddle.
Yeah, so you press a button on the handlebars that turns on the paddle shifting. So you have a forefinger and thumb shifting you can use.
Paddle shifting on the left-hand handlebar.
Switch cube. Now, on a car, as you hold the steering wheel, you hold the steering wheel at 3 o'clock and 6 and 9 o'clock, and then the flappy paddles are there, and you kind of pull.
Oh, gotcha.
And you pull them towards you and push them away.
Yes.
So this one, you've got the left-hand switch cube, and I can't remember the sequence. You push it for up and pull it for down.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the problem. The Honda dual clutch transmission, it's just so smooth and so seamless. It's just lovely because it's dual clutch transmission. And the pickup is so buttery and seamless. You've ridden a DCT, you've ridden a DCT, you've owned a DCT. Bagel's ridden a number of DCTs, and they're just lovely. Oh. This didn't have a DCT.
Well, people are asking me, is it a DCT or a CVT? I'm like,
no, it's
neither.
neither.
So the other weird thing, which Emma discovered when she got on, bike's in neutral. How do you put it in gear? You do not push the shift lever down.
You pull it up.
You pull it up. It took me a while to figure that one out. Neutral's at the bottom.
Okay.
But we still haven't got to the problem. Still haven't got to the...
Well, and I didn't tell you the first test ride I went on.
Oh, God.
I didn't realize the tires were low. They were like 28. I took it up one, and it was just like wandering left and right all over the road. It made me, you know, when you get that feeling, your stomach goes, nope.
Different.
Like the wheel bearings go explode.
Your anal sphincter was just like,
oh, it was wandering all over the place.
Another level of terror.
So I bet, but air pressure took care of that.
But
that
now wasn't the problem. So I just extol the virtues of the Honda dual clutch transmission. And Honda are smart cookies. And they realized after the Honda Matic, which really, I mean, the Honda Matic, for all its sluggishness, was very, very benign. The closest riding equivalent to a Honda Matic is if you've ever driven a mid-70s American General Motors car with a turbo hydromatic in it. They just kind of sigh into gear, and they kind of sigh through the gears. And that's what a Honda Matic feels like. Didn't feel like that.
But Emmett, you're not even mentioning that Honda's had a semi-automatic motorcycle since the 70s.
Yes. But this isn't like that.
The Trail 70.
Yes.
Oh.
Semi-automatic, shift lever, no clutch.
And those can be quite terrifying. And if you ever have dismantled a clutch pack in a Trail 70, it's quite a complicated piece of kit. And you need your wits about you to assemble it right.
But this is basically the same thing.
No, it's not.
Okay. It felt like the same thing as the 1970s.
No, it didn't.
Semi-automatic. So one thing that's a little bit disturbing, I felt,
a little bit,
is that when you want to start accelerating, you put it into first. You can do it either with the paddle shift or with the foot shift. You hold the brake, you put it in gear, it goes kunk and lurches slightly.
But that's not the problem. And then the terror starts. It's and I want to be kind because, you know, Wendy is so kind.
Well, we're not picking on the FJR. She's FJR model. This is a certain version of it.
FJRs are wonderful bikes. They're big. They're heavy. If you want to ride a long distance, FJRs are where it's at.
Yeah, like a concourse, something a little bit different.
It's a great engine.
And I'm going to speak up for Wendy, who's yelling at her speaker right now. What she's saying is she supports FJRs. She's not a big defender of the automatic.
Good.
The Yamaha automatic. So we can dig into that all we want.
So what this bike's got, it's got a centrifugal clutch. And I don't know whether it's this particular one. Because
is that like a snowmobile?
This bike is so rare. I've only ever ridden one, and that was this afternoon. And
wow.
I'm not in a hurry to ride another one. God, dang, it's terrifying.
Is it that bike or is it the design?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Well, did you put
because
air
I
in the
mean, it
tires?
has got
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
it has got 75,000 miles on it, so there's plenty of opportunity. But the pickup is not smooth whatsoever. It's like an on-off switch. You rev it, nothing happens, and suddenly you boom, you're going.
It grabs.
You're off to the races.
Well, the idea is once you start, you don't stop for
It's
a
like-
long time.
Like turbo
And-
lag.
Yeah.
And it's not smooth. It's like, it's like, getting going on a horse.
Like you're riding a horse.
It was like you're
Like a
riding a horse.
steeplechase.
And that's not the worst of it. So the worst of it is you're riding along and you just, you think, yeah, this
Galloping.
is kind of clunky, but I'm getting used to it. And then a car stops in front of you and you shut off the throttle and the bike keeps going because the clutch is
There's
still
no clutch.
biting.
You have to downshift to get
And then
the
it
engine
down, and then it'll
Okay.
disengage. And it's just, Jesus Christ.
Well, it's not meant for stopping.
It's not meant for riding. It's, I mean, and I'm
Yeah, you have to
sure-
learn. I read a lot of people, their comments in like message boards and stuff, but it works fine, but you just have to learn it. It's a different.
Shall I tell
system.
you what I compare it to? What I'm going to compare it to, and this is probably going to make Wendy yell as well. People who put car tires on the back of motorcycles, the dark side,
Yeah.
and the quote. I've heard it all. It just needs a bit of getting used to.
Yeah. No.
It just needs this. You'll get used to it. Once you've done it, you'll never go back. Yes,
You
Bagel?
know, you ride with notchy headset bearings, you get used to it.
Right. So I've heard it all. I've heard everything. It's like an addict saying, I'm not addicted.
I can
You
stop
know,
anytime I
I
want.
can quit anytime I want. It's the same thing. The thing handles like shit because you've got a car tire on the back of your motorcycle.
There it is.
And
Let it out.
It just,
Let it out,
it just
boo.
reminds me of when I was a kid. I had a Trail 70 at Grandma's house. And I
Yes.
got to ride for 1 week every
Yes.
summer. And one year, one of the handlebars snapped off.
oh no,
We didn't have time to replace it. I kept riding. You just get used to it. You can ride around on one handlebar.
God, you're in denial. And it's kind of like
Yeah.
this. And my guess is I can't imagine the FJ 1300 automatic having advocates. I think there are people who are kind of stuck with them. And it's their job because people are proud. It's like, and every bike, it's like people. Even the most wretched individual has got one or two redeeming features. And this has got redeeming features. It's got power. The brakes are reasonably good. It handles well.
Emma, what are some of John's redeeming features?
Oh, John's got so many
I
redeeming
appreciate
features. He's
I
handsome.
smell good most of the time.
He's handsome. He's kind. He's got a very well-groomed beard, and he's hung like a donkey.
I know.
I know. There's an extra joint in
I
it.
learned that about-
You mean Donkey Kong?
He's
extra joint.
Donkey Kong. Bagel
It
has
hinges
gone
in the
bright
middle.
red.
It's
Bagel.
I can I can fold it in half.
But it's just
Throw it over your shoulder like a Continental Soldier.
And I would love. So if you're listening to this show right now and you have an FJ 1300 automatic and the power delivery is smooth and not at all terrifying, and I went out on a test ride. I had to stop and sit in the grass by the side of the road.
Did you almost launch into the ocean?
No, I had to pull over and I had to sit in the grass by the side of the road and have a little cry before I could finish the test ride. And I come back and you've got to be strong, haven't you, for your friends?
You do.
But I was so hurt by it.
Emma,
Yes.
would you say that this was technology that was released too soon?
I'd say it's technology that should never have been released, ever.
There's another podcast right there.
I would like to meet the engineer who signed off on this, and I'd like to fight him
In the street.
in the street, and I would be wearing one of my cocktail dresses and stilettos, and I would remove one of them and batter him around the head with them.
So
Because
Oh, Lord
I mean,
have mercy.
it's not. It's
It's not okay.
It's
Damn it.
It's not okay to sell bikes like that to people. You know?
Now I want to ride
No.
it. Now I want to try
Oh, no,
it.
Jim, it's terrifying. No, you shouldn't ride it.
Ride it out on the wharf.
So who owns that bike? Is that Wendy's?
Yeah, it's Wendy's.
Well, Wendy's not fucking riding it either.
It's one of her fleet. She collects them.
I bet it's the least ridden one. Because Wendy's got some lovely bikes. I mean, they're all FJRs, but they're all lovely. I can see that being her least favourite one. But the reason I brought up the dual clutch transmission is Honda's smart, and that I think they figured out with a bike of that amount of power and that amount of weight, you need a dual clutch transmission for it to be operate properly. And so there you are. So yes, it was ahead of its time.
So I wanted to talk a bit about technology before its time.
Yes.
And
Before you get into that, I got to bounce.
You got to go?
I got
All right.
things to do, people to see. I got
See
a
you,
horse
Jimbo.
to check out.
Jim.
Anyway,
I want
Yes.
you to make a solemn promise to me.
yes,
You will never ride the FJR 1300 automatic, please.
I do promise
I'm
you.
too fond of you as a friend. Are we going out to jazz
I
next
believe
Wednesday?
so. It could be Tuesday, Wednesday, or maybe Friday.
Sounds
But yeah,
great.
there's a couple.
Are you
of
inviting
Oh, no.
everyone to
gigs
join
go-
you?
No, Friday I'm actually going to see
Okay.
a Beatles tribute band at the Golden State Theatre.
Ooh, lovely.
Oh,
But we
is
could
it
do-
the White Album Ensemble?
No, it's
Oh.
the Legends of Liverpool.
Okay.
And apparently it spans the entire time from
Oh,
when they were on the
fun.
Ed Sullivan Show to the rooftop concert.
I saw Beatlemania.
Oh, really?
Fantastic. So
Okay, yes,
Tuesday
we'll
or
do
Wednesday?
jazz. Yes. I am flying Sunday down to Las Vegas because they're going to do the brackets for the March Madness basketball tournament. And me and my girl fly down there for Sunday, and we bet $1 on every opening game.
Fantastic. Well, I
We
wish you
fly back
fame
the
and
next
fortune.
morning.
But yeah, give me a holler and we'll go out in the Bentley, darling.
Yes.
So, Emma, I wanted to talk a bit about, as I said, technology too soon. You get two different types. You get technology that was released before it should have, and maybe this qualifies. And in fact, I mean, Mike could say the Honda Matic, but the Honda Matic was something that we had never seen, and it's not perfect, but it was better than any other automatic at the time.
And yeah,
You know,
exactly.
right? So-
And it's the thing is, it was quite benign to ride. Once you actually know how to ride them, because you just got to ride them a lot harder than you would expect, it's not unpleasant.
So you have technology that
Yes.
was too soon because maybe it wasn't
Yes.
ready. Then you get technology that was just too expensive,
Yes.
that maybe did the job it needed to do, but the world wasn't ready for it. And I would even say the Niken might be an example of that.
No, I agree with that.
There's a couple examples, but first I want to get to one that Bagel's going to talk about, because this is something I find interesting. Honda announced a new electric motorcycle. Honda is now throwing their hat in the ring. They've been in the ring for 15 years while everyone else has been developing their bikes. And they've been standing by and waiting for the right time and opportunity to get into the game. So I find it interesting because Honda, in other cases, like Honda Matic, they're the first to introduce new technology. But the electric motorcycles is something they hung back and waited. They didn't need to be first to the field. Let everyone else plow the field first. So, Bagel, I asked you to take a look at this new. It's the WN, is that right? Hold on, John. There you go. There we go, Bagel. So, just so you know, they're not releasing it here in the States. This is in Europe only. So I wanted to get your take on this new electric motorcycle, what you think about it.
I have not had a chance to get into it too much. I think it is
Well,
certainly
you were too busy
interesting.
drinking IPAs, weren't you?
Well, among other things.
Okay.
But I'm very encouraged by the fact that Honda is finally getting on the electric motorcycle in the electric motorcycle market. What I have seen looks, it's a nice looking bike. It looks like it's a little on the heavy side just because it's.
Did you not do any research, Bagel?
I did not have a chance to get into this
Look,
very far. I'm sorry.
he's spent all evening drinking IPAs and playing with himself.
I didn't know if you had a chance to look at the stats, charging time, battery size, and all that to see if they are coming in ahead of or matching what's already out there.
They won't be ahead of the game. I'm going to tell you that right now because that's not who Honda are.
Well, we'll save that one because that's an example of they held back and waited and played the smart game. But I want to talk about another bike that Honda developed years ago.
My favorite.
That was a leap in technology that was ahead of its time.
But you've never known the story of why it existed, have you?
No, let's hear it.
Well, okay.
Let's
What
talk
bike
about
is it?
Yeah, the bike.
So, we'll do the spoiler. We'll do the bike first and we'll get to it. So the NR750. What the hell's an NR750? Well, it's a V4, but it has how many valves per cylinder? 8 of them.
Whoa!
8 valves per cylinder. So it's really a V4 that's like a V8. And by far my favorite Japanese bike ever made. Not just because of what it is, not just from a technology standpoint. If you're ever lucky enough to see one, they are just so exquisitely made. And it's just, they are just beautiful. They're captivatingly beautiful. The closest thing it reminds me of is a Fabergé egg. Have either of you ever seen a Fabergé egg in the flesh?
Not in the flesh.
No, just in risky business.
Yeah. But my God, if you see a Fabergé egg, I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ. And the NR750 reminds me of that. But there is a story of how it came to exist.
And what year are we talking about?
91.
Now, are you sure? Because this article says the late 1980s.
No. 91.
You're right.
Yeah.
This is what started them on that track.
Oh, no, it goes way back
It
before
had the
then.
GP bike
Yeah.
tech. Yeah.
So let's talk about the story of how the NR750 came to be. So if we go back to the 1960s, the early 1960s, Honda were very, very competitive in Grand Prix motorcycle racing. And they won a lot of races. They were enormously competitive. The bikes were just brilliant and always ahead of the curve. Probably the most famous Honda of the early 60s is the 250 6-cylinder bike.
That thing revved to like 16,000, 17,000, didn't it?
Oh, and the rest, yes.
Yeah.
And famously piloted by Mike Aylward. But anyway, mid-60s, they dropped out of Grand Prix racing and were away from it basically for 13 years. They had no competitive race bikes.
Weren't they doing super bikes, though?
No.
Nothing.
The independents were doing super bikes, but not Honda themselves.
Uh-huh.
So Honda decided in 78. So in 1978, you and me were wearing flared trousers and platform shoes and listening to Donna Summer. Meanwhile, Bagel was probably soiling his diaper.
Well, I was probably riding my big wheel at the
Yeah, but and soiling a diaper too. But nevertheless, so 78, Honda said, we're going to go back to GP. Now, what I can tell you about early 70s, mid 70s GP bikes, they're all 2-strokes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they were making big power. So you had a benchmark of 120 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound much now, but that was like...
With those suspensions they had?
Yeah,
That's
it's a ton of power back in the mid-70s. So the benchmark, Honda actually set the benchmark at 130 horsepower. Mm. But they made a commitment. They said, look, we're a 4-stroke engine company. And everyone's going to say, yeah, but, the CR500 and the CRs and blah, blah, blah. Honda are a 4-stroke motorcycle company, first and foremost. And yes, they made some pretty damn good 2-strokes, but they're a 4-stroke motorcycle company. And their development engineer for the racing program, who actually had the surname Yoshimura, no relation,
Oh, interesting.
committed himself to a 4-stroke engine. Now, with mid-1970s technology, you're really having to push the envelope to get that amount of power out of a 500cc bike. You needed new technology, brand new technology, revolutionary technology. So if we consider an engine, if we get back to basics, just get back to absolute basics about a 4-stroke engine, suck, squeeze, bang, blow. It's an air pump. It sucks in air-fuel mixture at 16:1, if you please. Squeeze, it squashes it. Bang, it ignites it and throws it out the exhaust. It's basically an air pump. It turns the reciprocal motion of the piston going up and down into rotational movement of the crank, which you can use and get yourself down the road. Now, if you can get more air-fuel mixture in it and crucially get more exhaust gas out of it, it's going to give you more power, right? Right. And so now, everything you buy, you buy a fucking Honda Civic, it's got 4 valves per cylinder. I mean, that's the absolute norm in the most mundane. I think you can buy a Honda lawnmower with 4 valves per cylinder now because that's become the norm. And that's why modern engines make more power. Yamaha, of course, did 5 valves.
Mm-hmm.
More valves, more air fuel coming in, more exhaust going out. So, Honda said, how about if we make a 500cc V4, 4-stroke, that's got the power of a V8. How are we going to achieve that? Well, it's quite simple. You're going to introduce V8 number of valves. And so, in order to get that many valves in, had to do oval pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Honda oval pistons are not oval like a cat eye.
Like pill-shaped, aren't they?
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, and I'm sure it's true for some families in America, a big treat for me was always getting a box of dates.
Just when you ran around with the poo stick?
Yes, the dookie stick. No, I'd get a box of dates from my grandma, and the box was very distinctive. If you've ever seen a date box, it's kind of flat edges with round things either side. But a pill's a good example, and that's the shape that they figured on to get that many valves into an engine. And so this was actually developed and ready for the 1979 season. And a lot of problems. Funnily enough, the biggest problem, and it plagued them throughout their life, was how to make piston rings for it.
Yeah,
and
I imagine that would be hard.
One of the early incarnations were 2 walking stick-shaped piston rings that kind of interlocked together. But all through this engine's life, it's all been plagued by piston ring problems. But anyway, I'm not going to waffle on about how well it went. It did not go well. And they developed it from 79 really through to 83, 4 years development. And it was getting okay. I mean, the late ones...
But Yamaha was kicking their ass during those years.
Oh, yeah, of course they were. And Suzuki was.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was kicking their ass during because they had the friggin' 2-strokes.
Right.
And, you know, basically Honda shelved it in 83 and said, look, this is done. But the thing you need to know about Honda, they never sunset anything. They put it away. They put it away. And so they put the technology away in 83 as a failed racing attempt. Now, I would be lying to you if I said an oval piston Honda 500 never won a Grand Prix race. And that would be a lie. It did win a race. But it was such a deeply flawed engine. And they were having valve problems, they were having crank problems, because each piston had 2 rods.
2 connecting rods, yeah.
And it's just, you know. But they got it up to 135 horsepower.
Jeez.
So the goal was met out of a 4-stroke 500cc engine. That's phenomenal. but at a huge cost developmentally. And you've got to remember about Honda as well. They are quite a conservative company. So they were, all this time they were kind of losing face a little bit. And so they shelved it in 83, but never really put it away. Now, we come back now to the street side in 89. And Honda are very, very keen to show that they mean business. Now, they just introduced the sports car, the NSX, which was really a supercar. I mean, people dismiss NSXs, but that's really a Japanese Ferrari.
Yeah.
It really is a supercar in every way, shape, or form, and very much of the time. Well, the motorbike people wanted a little bit of that flashy action as well. And Honda, like I said, were very, very keen to prove we're number one in engineering. So they said, how about if we resurrect the V4 concept and put it in a street bike?
Mm-hmm.
And not just any street bike, the street bike.
What the Interceptors? They were 4-cylinder
V4s.
Yeah.
And so basically, cut a long story short, because I could waffle on about this all day, the decision was made very, very early on to make this really the flagship, the bike of bikes. And it had a whopping price tag. I mean, I
50, 60 grand, right?
Oh,
yes.
60 grand in 92.
It's a lot of money. It is.
I mean, I was trying to compare, like,
well,
what was it, Gixxer 750 then?
I vividly remember I worked for Honda UK at that time, and it was £36,000. Just monstrous money, jag money.
I mean, that's like, well, I guess it's like the H2 now, right?
Yes.
If you want to buy that new H2, what are those, are like 200 grand or something?
Yeah, with the self-healing paint and all that.
It's kind of what that is.
But they brought this thing out for the 1991 model year, one color only in red. And yes, there are black ones out there, but the early ones were just red. A lot of carbon fiber. And when you actually saw it in the flesh, you realized, yes, there's nothing actually that revolutionary about the styling. And it had some styling aspects to it that were just for the NR. It had these trunks that went up and over the handlebar and had these grills on the side. But it was definitely Interceptor styling. And it had a lot of bare carbon fiber on it, which goes to the VF1000R.
It's a pretty bike.
Oh, God almighty, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The proportions are perfect.
It looks almost Italian.
Yeah, it really does. And again, I know it sounds like I'm harping on. It is so exquisitely made. Just to touch it, it's absolutely, it's the highlight of my life being around one of those things, because they are so exquisitely made. Is it a fast bike? No. Does it sound spectacular? Truthfully, no. It sounds like an Interceptor, is what it sounds like. It's really a moment in time. And I think just the whole concept of what it is draws me to it. Yeah, God almighty.
What a crazy looking engine. Those pistons are
it's wild.
freaking amazing.
Yeah, date boxes. Pills. Yeah. Big pills.
Very, very unusual design.
Right.
Of the engine, yeah.
So we'll get down into the brass tacks of it. Was it a successful bike? Well, it depends on what you're heading for. Did it show that Honda were the premier engineers of the motorcycle world? Yes, it did. I mean, there's been nothing like it before or since. And you could argue, yes, there's technology here. There's Yamaha pioneered the V-Boost, Yamaha pioneered 5-valve head and blah, blah, blah. Because the Yamaha see themselves as engineers as well, and believe me, they are. But there's never been anything like that. So in that terms, it was successful. Was it successful as a bike to sell? Well, if you're selling a bike that's worth £36,000 or $60,000 in 1991 money, it ain't going to sell well. And they didn't.
Yeah.
So, in those terms, it was an unsuccessful bike.
And that's exactly my point. It was technology that was too advanced because it just was too expensive to produce.
Right, exactly. And I think if we revisit it now, God, it's 35 years.
Oh, and they're going for up to like 150 grand now. They're still they said they only made like 300 models.
Yes.
So it's one of the most collectible sport bikes.
35 years later, my God, I remember it like it was yesterday. When
have modern bikes today caught up with the capability of that bike?
Oh yeah, no, they caught up. It's not a fast bike, Liza. I mean, it is not a quick bike. It's like Interceptor performance. It's like a hot rodded Interceptor. So it's not a fabulously quick bike by any stretch of the imagination, but that's not its job.
It was a step in the evolution.
It's a step in the evolution.
Yeah.
And one of the major things that really have helped us in the mainstream, one of the problems with the oval piston engines was engine braking. It just had a massive amount of engine braking. When you shut the throttle, it's like, bam, it's like the brakes are on solid. And so Honda developed the torque reduction engine braking system, and we still have that in bikes today.
Emma, what other examples would you say of motorcycle technology too soon? It could be because it wasn't developed right. I mean, I'd even say the Aprilia, is it the Mana?
Yes.
Which was another automatic motorcycle that came out. Yeah. I remember riding it. Didn't like it at all. It wasn't, so the new bikes today, they're a little bit smarter, like the DCT of when it shifts. But I remember riding that Mana and I was just in a turn and it shifted in the middle of the turn because it's going by different measurements than what we can today. It didn't recognize I'm in a turn, and it's like, oh shit. And it changes your trajectory completely when it shifts
right
in the middle of a turn. It was not perfected yet. Can you name other examples?
Well, let's go back to Honda. I mean, if we're going to trash Honda, let's trash Honda. The early V4s were disasters because it wasn't a completely developed engine. And Honda didn't understand how to oil a V4 engine. And in hindsight, we can be terribly clever about it and say, this is how you get oil up to the heads in a V4. Because hindsight's a wonderful thing. But at the time, Honda was still figuring out how to get sufficient oil up to the heads. And, oh God, those bikes were bad. The 83 Honda V4s, they nearly bankrupted Honda.
All of them across all the lines?
Oh, all of them. Every single one. And they got good because Honda learned very, very quickly. But right up until the late 80s, early 90s, Honda had this little tool. And in order to do the valve clearances on a V4, it was like a little L-shaped tool with a thumb wheel on it. And you put the end of it in the hole in the end of the crankshaft, and you turn the thumb wheel, and you pull the cam up into the camshaft holders. And then you did your valve clearances, and then you took it off because there was so much slop and wear in them. And then the late Interceptors, still 750s, but late Interceptors, probably 91, 92. There was a big problem with the oiling on the heads of those. And what happened when you put them on the side stand, they'd go clack, 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 clack. And it was the cams walking sideways.
Oof.
And so the fix for that, and funny enough, Suzuki GSs did it. And this is the difference between Honda and Suzuki. And I'm not saying either one is right. So the Honda fix was, you take off the cam bearings, and they gave you a little jig, and you drilled into the oil way and gave it a thrust face for the oil way. And it worked perfectly. Oh. It's perfectly.
So this is before recalls, I'm
yes.
guessing.
No, this was the recall.
You get to do it yourself.
Yeah. No, this was the recall. This was back when the dealers were a lot more hands-on.
Wow.
Suzuki recall, take the top off the cam cover, get some plastic washers, which Suzuki gave, which were hard plastic. They were made of Delrin. Drop them at the end of the cams, put your cover back on.
Jeez.
That'll stop the cams walking. Both worked, and both worked great. But, of course, the problem is with the Suzuki, you get some poor hapless mechanic 10,000 miles down the road, take little. What are these stupid plastic washers either side of the cam? Throw them away. And then the customer, as soon as you put your bike on the side stand, go clack, 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 clack. You know, the Suzukis were bad. They sounded like diesels with the cams just walking side to side. It's completely benign, but it sounded like shit. And, of course, you know, you're sitting at the light. And occasionally, when they got bad, it'd do when the bike was upright. And so you'd be at the light and your bike would be clacking like some hooker running down the stairs in her stilettos. And, you know, a kid in the car next door, hey, your bike's broken! Very embarrassing.
So, Emma, I found a list of bikes ahead of their time. I want to see.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of an Ascot Pullin 500?
Yes.
This bike was from, and we're going way back, 1928. Do you know what was so special about this bike?
Well, it was kind of half car.
No, in this case, it had linked brakes.
Oh, okay.
In 1928.
Wow.
Linked brakes. And no, this was not a high-end bike. This was made to be just a regular commuter bike. Nothing special like that.
But it had almost certainly mechanical brakes.
Linked hydraulic brakes.
Oh, they were hydraulic.
Linked hydraulic brakes in 1928.
Huh.
I think you know this next one because I have owned one of these too. A bike too advanced ahead of its time.
Go on.
CX500 Turbo.
It's
turbo.
Yeah, and I mean, there were so many things to go wrong.
I think this is representing all of the turbos.
Well,
A lot of turbo.
They weren't. Would you say this was technology that wasn't quite right yet?
No.
Okay.
Because Kawasaki actually got it right.
Okay.
So here's the 4 turbos. And I'll list them in no particular... No, I'll list them from the best.
Are you counting both CXs or just as that one?
No, just the early ones. CX500, fast, floored, ugly.
One of the most beautiful bikes ever made.
CX500 Turbo, fast, floored, ugly. ZX750 Turbo was actually the best of the bunch, but was so similar to all the other ZX range, it didn't stand out.
That'd be the Ninjas too, right?
Yeah, exactly. It looked just like everything else in that range, the swoopy Batmobile styling. The weakest of the 4 was the Yamaha, the XJ650 Turbo, which was just, it rode like it got cams in it. And then the Suzuki, the XN85, which is, it's the prettiest by far.
I'm curious. I wonder if the CX500 Turbo was the first Honda with gold wheels.
No.
Okay.
But it was the first one with fuel injection.
Oh. Do you think we're going to see Turbo ever come back?
Maybe.
Interesting.
And the reason why everyone's very, very keen to jump on the bandwagon and say the internal combustion engine is in its death throes and we're heading for electric only. And I agree that electric is going to be a huge part of the thing moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But so is alternative internal combustion engine technology. Yeah. There's not a one size fits all.
Hydrogen.
Yeah. There's not a one size fits all solution to replace.
MotoGP's going away from gas. They're going into a synthetic
right
fuel next year.
And that's
next year.
Yeah.
And that's one solution for specialty, money no object, power derived fuel. But for fuel efficient, small capacity, turboed engines to get the most mileage out of a small capacity engine, the most power, I think it's valid.
If they could make MotoGP run on the organic diesel, the vegetable oil, and made the whole track smell like French fries, they could get so many more people there, and they'd buy more food.
I was going to say the concession stands, and thank you.
I mean, this is out of the motorcycle realm, but have you seen the drama around the new F1 cars?
Oh, yes.
So the 50% hybrid cars, the drivers are just losing their mind right now about that.
Well, F1 drivers do tend to be a little bit...
Yeah.
Johnny,
Yes.
I'm going to bring it back to motorcycles, but in fact, you gave me the perfect segue to the next bike. Emma, what say you about the Norton F1?
Oh, God, what a bike.
Was this too advanced for its time?
Oh, I don't agree. It won everything. I mean, fuck me. That was the bike to beat in the 91 season. And the only reason it was not competitive because Norton themselves was struggling financially. They just didn't have the budget.
So was this the first original Norton or is this a second Norton?
Oh, no, this is the
re-Norton?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, you know...
And Norton in name only.
Kind of,
Okay.
but there were remnants of the Norton factory. But Norton F1, what a bike.
So let's talk about that Norton F1, the technology. What made that different?
Well, it was rotary engine. It was a Wankel engine. Massive power on the thing. And
only 600 cc's.
Yeah, 600 cc's. God knows how much horsepower.
85 horsepower.
No, that's the street one.
The Commander is 95.
Yeah, no, those are the street ones. The race bike was double that.
Oh wow.
Oof.
Saying speeds up to 155 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's all the things.
For a 588 cc.
Well, it wasn't 588 cc because it's difficult to actually really measure the capacity of a rotary engine. Yes, you could express it as being 588 cc, but you could equally express it as being 300 cc or 1200 cc, depending on your point of view. Rotary engines are like that. They're quite ambiguous.
So, yeah, this article is saying
like your hair.
This was a jump from the Commander.
Yes.
Big jump. But what happened to the rotary engine?
Well,
it couldn't hold oil.
So the rotary engine, it's a bit like the gas turbine engine. If you write it down on paper, it's great. It's compact. It makes great power. It's usable power. It's all the things. But the reality is there's always problems with cooling. There's always problems with oiling. There's always problems with rotor tips. Mazda are convinced they have solved the problem of rotor tip wear on Wankel engines. I'm not so sure. I've yet to follow an RX-7 that isn't smoking. They're great engines, but you know it's different technology.
So was that technology that was too advanced or technology that came out too soon?
Yeah, I think probably an underdeveloped technology. I mean, you could argue that Norton were the wrong stewards for rotary technology because they simply didn't have the budget to develop it as far as it should have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Before we wrap up this, did you want to give any honorable mentions to bikes of the past that had technology too soon?
Early BMWs with brake ABS brakes.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it worked.
It was janky though.
It was clunky.
Yeah.
But you know, BMW really pioneered putting ABS brakes on motorcycles, and this was back in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But a very slow system. If you rode one of those bikes, they didn't buzz when the ABS kicked in, it thumped. And it was a very low system. You know, I mean, you could go back right around the time that I rolled off the production line.
1912?
No, 1914. Give her a break.
Yes, thank you. Armistice Day, 1918. No, when I rolled off the line in 62, it was a period of innovation for the British motorcycle industry, and they were trying so many new things and failing quite badly. And a lot of them, because it was brand new technology. And nowhere is that more evident. And it's just the terrible triplets, the Norton Jubilee, the Navigator, and the Electra. 1, 2, 3, the terrible triplets. These twin-cylinder bikes, 250, 350, 400, with an electric start. On paper, great bikes, full of new technology, but in reality, terrible things. Because the technology, the understanding of the technology wasn't there yet. The understanding of how metal behaves at certain temperatures, of how oil behaves at certain temperatures, it really wasn't there yet. And I think if any one of those bikes, particularly the Electra, was developed now, it'd be so much a substantially better bike because we understand it more.
Well, the interesting thing about all these bikes is they weren't playing it safe.
No.
They were,
good Lord, no.
Yet for the people who bought them, they're usually paying more money because there was a lot of money put in to develop it. More money for a bike that's more likely to have faults because you're going to test the boundaries and find out that won't hold, that metallurgy is not good enough or that oil is not getting where it needs. So, I mean, have there been, is there any examples you can think of that were a huge failure?
Yes.
What is it?
And it's 1982, I want to say.
Wait, hold on.
82 or 83.
A huge failure.
Oh, big.
1982?
82. 82 or 83. It might even be 81. I was doing a lot of coke back then.
Is this a Japanese bike?
No, it's British.
A
81.
British bike?
Yes.
And did it almost tank the company?
What company there was, yes.
Is it Triumph?
And all the things were correct. F1 technology.
Okay.
One of the landed gentry as spokesperson of the company. The highest quality product.
What bike?
A lineup of people who wanted to buy it, even with its inflated price tag. Drop dead gorgeous styling. Paint a mile deep. And the world's worst engine that literally sounded like two skeletons going at it in a biscuit tin.
What bike is it?
The Hesketh V1000. It had everything going for it. The Hesketh Formula One team. Lord Hesketh himself. Young, handsome, debonair. Well, it was 1981.
Is this the one you were trying to buy at the Quill?
Yes.
Oh, right.
I remember seeing that bike. Yeah.
Gorgeous styling. Gorgeous style. Astrolite wheels, handline paint job. And you looked at it and it's like, bloody hell, that thing is amazing. It looks like $1 million. They came up with a later one called the Vampire with a fairing. But the V1000, the naked one, look at
It's a pretty bike.
Not the one at the top.
Yeah, the Vampire.
No, not the one at the top, the one at the bottom.
The green one, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a terrible engine. And you've got to hand it to the cottage industry, the private sector, because the enthusiasts who bought these things and were disappointed clubbed together and actually figured out how to make the engine good. And the modifications you can do to those engines now make them quiet and, more importantly, reliable.
Interesting.
But it's a spectacular failure. That bike should have put the British bike industry back on the map in top place just based on quality alone. And it was just just an absolute disaster because the engine wasn't developed properly.
Well, thank you, Emma, for giving us a lesson in technology.
A lesson in love.
So,
Do you need a lesson in love, Johnny?
Always.
we
I think you're expert level.
just have a couple of emails to read.
Dear Johnny, I'm
but I
so
want
in love
you,
with
Emma.
you.
I need you
I
to
love you too, Emma.
Emma,
You're blushing this
focus. Emma, I need
Sorry.
you to pay attention to me.
I'm paying attention. You're the
'Cause
center of my world.
We have
Liza.
somebody who has an offer.
Offerta.
Yes. This one comes from Scott. He says,
Hello. Hello, Scott.
I am reaching out because I have 3 project motorcycles that need a new home. I have some miscellaneous parts too. I do have one more that is dear to me, but might be right for someone else. I have a unique situation and somebody could benefit from what I have. I have 2 Honda CB754s, a 72 and a 73.
Okay.
I know for a fact that those bikes are not identical. They use different gauge cluster
Yeah.
on them. And he has a 1985 Honda Goldwing.
Yes.
Those are
Do
the projects.
fire butt on that.
Yeah, those are the projects, and he has a few parts for things. So he's trying to find a home for these.
No.
I'm guessing if somebody's interested in this.
Where are they?
I think he is here local.
In Santa Cruz.
It's an 831 phone number.
Oh, so he's local.
Someone local. But his other bike, which is his baby, is a 2002 CBR 954RR.
Oh, that's such a good bike.
But due to his situation, he needs to sell it. So he's just saying, if any of this interests you or someone you know, please let me know. And if anyone is interested, they can reach out to me and I'll give them Scott's number. I don't know if he's trying to sell the project bikes or just rehome them. I would guess with project bikes of this era, it's if you have a good, solid background of I've completed bikes and I know for a fact I can complete this bike, that's usually the type of person who's willing to give it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's not going to become another yard bike or in your collection, you know?
Yeah. Now, I should point out at this stage that my garage is full of Packard and Bentley. So I'm out. But get yourself a project. Come on, don't be shy.
What do you think of the CBR 954RR?
Oh God, they're such good bikes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and you talk about flawed bikes. The CBR 900RR, truly terrifying, because it was the bike to have back in the very late 80s. But Honda wanted to quicken up the steering, so they put a 16-inch wheel on it. Fuck me, it was terrifying.
Well,
So by the time that one came along, it had got a proper 17 on it.
It's a pretty bike.
Well, and that one has 54 more Yahas.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Very good looking.
Thanks for
bike.
reaching out, Scott. Bagel, you have an email there to read and
Yes.
a question to answer.
Okay, this is from Alex. He writes, Dear Bagel, hi and good morning. I hope you're well. Firstly, I'm sorry for using the Misfits email to reach you, but I don't know of another way, so I apologize. Hopefully, Liza doesn't mind forwarding this on to you. Thank you in advance, Liza.
No problem.
However, I could really use some of your expertise regarding an old Vespa. I've attached a few pictures, so hopefully they come through, but this is a 1959 to 60 Vespa VNB 125 as far as I can tell.
Is that a sweet spot for years?
It's a cool little range of bikes, yeah. And it says it has a title, which in PA is really important, and it states that it's a 1959. However, going off the serial number 24131, I believe it is actually a 1960. It has had an engine swap with a 150 engine, serial number 37185, but the original engine is present with a matching serial number to the chassis. It looks as though the front fender may have been bobbed at the front, possibly due to damage. It has been resprayed with a near factory color, and it is missing a few trim pieces, but is otherwise complete and in remarkably good condition. The bottom line is it has sat in someone's workshop for the past 20 years or so, and it has become available to me to purchase from them to get running. I have no idea what it's worth, and I want to be fair with the seller on its value. thumbing through forums, there is chatter about people picking these up for $500 to $900, but I don't know the condition of those scooters. Other websites, Bring a Trailer for example, show these to be anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000 on average, with at least one higher than that depending on condition. In your expert opinion, given the photos and information, what do you think it would be worth? I'm married and not allowed to purchase anything for now for undisclosed reasons.
D-1.
But if the price is right, I may try to sneak this in. I feel like this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But anyhow, I would really appreciate your feedback and thoughts if you don't mind doing so.
Alex, may I jump in?
Oh, almost done here.
Oh.
Your passion of scooters single-handedly influenced me, and I now have a GTS 300 Super and a 200 for which I can thank you. Thank you again, and if you don't have time or don't want to respond, I completely understand. I really appreciate you, Alex.
Alex, your path forward is clear. You must urinate in the airbox and point out to the seller he has a rodent problem. Offer him $300 and tell him, I'm doing you a favor by taking this off your hands. Incidentally, I put an air filter in the Bentley yesterday.
Yeah.
Minnie, Mickey, and all their little bastard offspring have been living in that engine bay for years, and they're all skeletal remains now.
Actually, Bagel, before you give your actual assessment, I would like to chime in with a suggestion.
Sure.
My experience is a project that's been sitting for 20 years is they're not been holding on to it because they want to get the top dollar for it. And if you, again, like I just said, if you present that you're the right person to see this bike onto the road again, there's a chance you might get it for free.
Possibly.
I mean, I feel that a lot of people, especially with a bike that's been sitting, it's sentimental. And it's not about the top dollar. It's about seeing that this bike continues on and has a life. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely an option for how to pass it on. Yeah.
In your opinion, Bagel, is this going to be a fabulously valuable bike when it's done?
Not really.
Okay.
This one it's a nice era of Vespa. It's back when they had very curvy styling. The rear of the frame is one continuous curve. It doesn't have like a flat section at the back for the license plate. So it is kind of the classic Vespa shape, but it is the later frame design that is not the wide body design. It's the sort of like, I guess you could call it the second generation of Vespa. That was kind of the platform that was used for the rest of their two-stroke models, and this is one of the first ones that was made. So it's kind of neat in that regard. It is a very nice styled bike. It looks like it's very complete. The front fender definitely was cut, as he mentioned. Looks like the front tip was cut off, and then a little scoop under, like on the sides behind that, was cut out. One thing that's very neat, though, it has an accessory cast aluminum horn cover on the front, which is kind of unusual. That's a nice little touch on this bike.
So, what do you think this $500 scooter is worth?
I would say it's probably worth $500 easily, possibly up to $1,000 for somebody who really wants it. It does look clean and straight. It's been stored inside.
But 20 years, you need to go through everything, right?
Oh yeah, it's going to have everything
This is a
gone through.
full restart.
Now I will say, I mean, now, I don't know what the history of this bike is. It may be that it was parked because it needed engine work in the first place. So it's probably going to need, some kind of work, I would guess. Now, it does have a historic plate on it, so maybe it wasn't used very much. It was just parked after it was ran the last time, and it might just fire right up. It could be a runner if, the fuel system cleaned out, for example. The good thing is if it has been sitting for 20 years, it probably has not had ethanol gas in it. So the seals in the engine may still be good, at least for a little while. But I would definitely run only ethanol gas in it if you do try to start it. But definitely go through the fuel system, make sure at least the fuel system is clean. before you try to run it. Now, he talked about the engine swap. The interesting thing is that the engine that's in it right now is a 150cc engine with a 4-speed transmission. The original was a 125 3-speed. So it is a nicer engine, but it still has the original 8-inch wheels, which is a nice feel for that type of bike, I think. I think depending on how much you want it, I think 500 to possibly 1,000, since it does have a second engine that comes with it. The original 125 is there too. I think it's not reasonable to pay up to 1,000 potentially, because like I said, it is complete. It looks like it's been well preserved, and it probably could get going with a relatively minor amount of work.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. It may not be worth a lot when it's even if you put a lot of money and time into it, it's not going to be worth a lot. But is this a good project? Something you can have fun, wrench, tinker, and learn on?
Oh, if you're looking to get into a vintage Vespa just for fun, this is a perfect opportunity.
See, and that's the value a lot of people don't look at.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't say this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, but I think it's a good one. Especially if you can get it for 500, that'd be fantastic with a spare engine, because because that way, even if the engine that's in it is good and just needs fresh gas for it to run, you can tinker with the original engine, which probably needs work, I would assume.
So. Alex, make sure your Sweetie's okay with this if you move forward.
Yeah.
So methods to get Sweetie on your side will include...
It's a gift for her.
Yes. But that may include, it might be a he, but nevertheless, boxes of chocolates, flowers, doing the dishes, and washing your own knickers for a change is all count.
And don't undersell the cute factor too, because if you have a significant other who's reluctant for another motorcycle, they might be more amenable to this cute vintage scooter that is just absolutely adorable.
Cute as a bug's ear, in fact.
You know how some people don't like the word moist?
I hate that word.
For referring to any motorcycle or scooter as cute is just, it has that same effect on me. I don't like.
Okay, well then it's adorable.
Cute.
How about that?
I know. Well, thank you, Bagel. So, sure. Alex, hopefully that helps you out, but I would say try and get it for free. Just tell them your plan for it.
The plan.
The plan.
The big plan.
Well, we've made it. We've made it to the end of the show.
And there's still vestiges of light outside.
Thank you for bringing all of your knowledge, not just to our podcast, but to the garage, Emma, and helping out with everything you did today.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Well,
I showed up late. I was at a child's birthday party.
But you made up for it and you got shit done. And that's all that matters. But I wanted to also say big thanks to our listeners, especially our Patreon subscribers.
Those guys.
Just a reminder, if you are a subscriber at $5 or more, you get a free t-shirt. I have somebody I have to send the code to. If you come in at $5 or more, or if you're one of our $1 or free Patreon partners, and you can, I'll send you a code if you come in at $5. But I'm about to get the t-shirts ordered. So the point is, if you're a Patreon supporter, please make sure you've gotten the code and ordered your t-shirt, because this is all a pre-order.
Rightio.
But also, again, thank you to everyone. I just feel like I'm very thankful today. We're now officially in summer. We made it through our horrible winter. Today was one of the most beautiful days. We're sitting here and the windows are open.
I'm reminded,
life is pretty good.
I've been doing this for a decade with you now, Liza. How long have you been doing this?
2013.
So
13 years.
9 years. 10 years. 11 years.
Keep adding.
Yeah, no, 13 years.
Yeah.
13 years. Wild.
I know.
Just keep plugging away at it.
I know. So thank you, everyone. You can go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com.
Yes.
You can see what the new t-shirts look like. And if you're not a Patreon subscriber, you can go ahead and order one. It's $25 with shipping included.
It has one of my ancestors on it.
I like to think it's you when you were younger. On the back of your brother's bike.
Back in the 1920s. When I was in my 20s.
And send us your emails. John, how can they reach out to us?
Smoke signals work. We like a telegraph is really great.
Oh, a telegraphic correspondence.
Like Emma had when she was a wee lad. motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com.
That's it.
Is the best way.
Send us your emails.
Send it by the Pony Express.
I would like to hear. I'm sure that there's bikes that we missed. I'd like to hear.
I like pigeon pie.
About technology too soon. What bikes have you had that you thought were ahead of its time, or didn't quite get it right?
Yeah, and we can talk about this
Sometimes
next time. We talk about the Suzuki RE5 and the Hercules, et du Hercule Wankel. You know.
You've never talked about the Van Veen.
Oh, the OCR 1000. Well, that was actually quite a good bike because that was the existing technology. That was a Citroën birotor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about. So, what I'm saying is we got a lot to talk about.
We always have.
Let it go. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We appreciate you. Time to get out of here. This is Liza.
Stumpy John.
Emma Darling.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.